Man jailed for plot to put wife on death row with weed. Now you may be thinking, how the hell's that? Well, Singapore. That's why. In Singapore have man, if you thought who's that guy? Ah, damn, what's his name? Is it the Indonesian president or the Malaysian president or the Filipino president? I forget his name. The guy that says Hitler had a Holocaust of the Jews. Why can't we have a Holocaust of drug dealers like that guy? Is it Duterte? I think it's Duterte. I can't remember. Right, I've got that wrong. But basically, Singapore has nuclear laws on drugs. They do not mess around. But basically, it seems a guy tried to plant a bit of weed in his wife to get her the death penalty. But anyway, a man in Singapore who attempted to frame his estranged wife by planting cannabis in her car has been sentenced to almost 4 years in jail. Tan Chang Long, 37, planted what he thought was more than half a kilo of cannabis. Yep, that would definitely get you in a bit of trouble there. Between the rear passenger seats of his wife's car, assuming it was enough to warrant the death penalty for drug trafficking. Singapore has some of the world's toughest anti-drug laws, which the government says are necessary to deter drug-related crimes. Less than half of the substance Tan planted turned out to be cannabis, though the rest was filler. Tan intended to scare the involved party and to also get her into trouble with the law, according to court documents. He understood that the involved party would be wrongly arrested and charged with a serious crime if his plan succeeded. He was sentenced on Thursday to 3 years and 10 months in prison for cannabis possession. The court also considered a second charge of illegal planting of evidence. Tan and his wife married in 2021 and separated a year later. They could not file for divorce because Singapore only allows it only for couples who have been married for at least 3 years. Tan believed he might be granted to exception to that rule if his wife had a criminal record. In Telegram chats with his girlfriend last year, he said he had hatched the perfect crime to frame his wife. On 16th October, he bought a brick of cannabis from a Telegram chat group, weighing it to make sure it exceeded 500 grams, and placed it in her car the next day. What Tan seemingly didn't account for was the fact that his wife's car was equipped with a camera, which sent her a phone notification alerting her to a parking impact. When she checked the live footage, she saw her estranged husband walking around her vehicle and reported him to the police for harassment. In the course of their investigation, police searched the car, found the drugs, and arrested Tan's wife. But after finding no incriminating evidence against her, they then turned their investigation towards Tan himself and arrested him. Tan's lawyer tried to argue that he was suffering from depression when he committed the crime, but the court rejected this, citing doctors' findings that he was not suffering from any mental disorder. Depending on the substance and the amount seized, drug possession in Singapore is punishable by imprisonment, while drug trafficking can be punishable by death. Although Tan was liable to be sentenced to 5 years in prison, he got a lower term because he cooperated in the proceedings and pleaded guilty early in the trial, according to court documents. Last year, Singapore executed 2 convicted drug traffickers over a 5-month period, defying opposition from international human rights groups. Now, see when it comes to places like bloody Thailand and Indonesia and the Philippines and like Singapore and stuff like that, China as well. If you fucking get caught smuggling anything, you're dead. You're dead. Saudi Arabia, Jesus Christ. Wasn't there a guy? I forget who it was, but basically he. I'll need to verify this story, see if it's true. He had a poppy seed bagel before he got on the plane. And obviously, you've had a poppy seed bagel before. The poppy seeds go everywhere, right? But some of them fell into his shirt pocket as he was eating it. And when he gets searched at the airport, they found poppy seeds. Now, I don't know how much you know about poppies in the Middle East, but a rather contentious piece of herbology over there. And basically, they found that, and the guy got flung in jail. The guy got flung in jail because they assumed he was trying to smuggle poppy seeds into the country. Right, so basically, these countries do not mess around with drugs in them. Do not. We had a whole TV series over here in Britain. What was it called? Brits Banged Up Abroad or something, and it was about British citizens who were locked up in places like Thailand, Cambodia, Singapore, blah 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 blah, because they were caught trying to smuggle like the tiniest bit of drugs into the country, or some of them tried to smuggle bricks and bricks and bricks into the country, and they only just very narrowly avoided the death penalty because they were a British citizen. The British government made an appeal and they went, okay, we're not going to kill him, but he has just been handed 17 life sentences. So it's like, oh yeah, thanks. I don't get to die and shed off this mortal coil. I get to spend the next 40 years of my life until the day I die in a Thai prison, a fun place. A very, very fun place to live. But yeah, do not mess around with drugs in countries like this. And one thing, man, if you even if you don't like your ex, just walk away. Just walk away, man. Right? Just walk away. Right? Just you don't need to get her fucking killed. Like, Jesus Christ, man, how evil was this woman? What did she say? What did she do? She must have done something pretty bad to make him do something like this. I don't think she's blameless. I, I don't think she's blameless in that. Maybe she deserved it. You don't know what she done. But no, no, fuck this guy. That's actually really fucked up. Trying to get. I mean, I've heard of things like sending a bitchy text or posting a picture online of you with your new side piece or something like that. But things to get back at your ex. But trying to get them executed by the state, that's a new one.